Hello everybody, and welcome to another success story video. And we've got a very special student from my VIP course who just got his results, and he was very, very successful. So what I want to share with you today is just his story and try to get some information from him to help you guys with your IELTS preparation. So can we start off by just you giving some background information about yourself? So go ahead.
Yes, my name is Tejinder. I'm from Punjab, and I joined BIP Academy around 4 to 5 months back. And whatever I have achieved, all the credit goes to Chris and his team, especially Chris and Michael Sullivan, who helped me a lot during my time in the academy, especially in my writing and my speaking.
Mm-hmm. And can you tell people what scores you got in the test?
I got overall 8 bands, listening 8.5, reading 9, writing and speaking 7.
Excellent, amazing. That's very, very, very good. So, can you give people just a little bit of background information about your IELTS experience? Like, how many times did you do it? What did you struggle with? Was there anything that you really needed help with, and how did you overcome that?
I have been in touch with IELTS for more than 1 year, and I appeared for four times in IELTS, and I was following you from the since the 1 year through IELTSadvantage.com, and I appeared couple of times, but I always struggled with my speaking and with writing. So then I decided to join BIP Academy, and after that it got very smooth, and I was on track to get to what I needed. And those 2.5 months that I spent at BIP Academy, the help from the other students and especially from the experts, I think all worked for me.
Yeah. And what did you? So you got very, very high marks in reading and listening,
Mhm.
but you struggled with speaking and writing. What were your particular
Mhm.
problems? What were the things that you find really, really difficult about speaking and writing?
I was confident about speaking, I was not very far. The only problems were little bit of my Indian accent that count for the pronunciation,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe some grammar mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
So, with your advice, by like appearing in every Zoom session, I was the first member who appeared in the Zoom sessions, and so that helped me a lot. That advice and those sessions with the expert, that 50 minutes options that we have, that also helped my speaking.
Mm-hmm.
And in writing, earlier my focus was more on vocabulary than presenting a clear presentation.
Mm-hmm.
So after joining this academy, I got what I need to do. So in the exam time, when I was giving my exam, I was thinking about your advice at that time. It was quite amazing that I was able to remember those things because I was following you throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
So these all things worked.
So those are very common problems for a lot of people. So for speaking,
Mhm.
pronunciation and grammar, and for
Mhm.
writing, vocabulary. So can you share some advice that I gave you, or maybe some advice that you learned with everybody else to just help other people in that situation? So let's start with pronunciation. What would you say
Mhm.
to someone, especially someone who had your particular problems? So you mentioned
Mhm.
something about accent there. What would you say to people
Mhm.
who think that they have a problem with their accent, or are worried about their accent?
I don't feel that it affects that much until you are making the examiner understand what you are saying.
Hmm.
This is what I have learned from you, that I just need to make examiner understand what I want to say, and try to be fluent, and try to express my feelings, and whatever is in my mind I want to say.
Hmm.
So that helped, and I also started watching English movies, and try to occupy myself with lots of English, and try to avoid my local language. So that helped me in my pronunciation.
Mm-hmm.
And grammar, I worked very hard. Like I took every possible help from the every possible source. Like I was using Grammarly, but that is not totally reliable. We have to make a strategy to follow that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think those things helped me. Apart from your advice, that is
Mm-hmm. I know, because a lot of people, especially from India, are worried
Mhm.
that they don't have a British accent or they don't have an American accent, and that is what is holding them back. And you don't get any extra marks for having a British or an
Mhm.
American accent, and it's totally fine to have an Indian accent, a Vietnamese accent, a
Mhm.
Pakistani accent, whatever it is. But the main thing is clarity. Can the
Yeah.
examiner understand what you're saying? So we worked on
Yes.
that a little bit with you, and after working on it, it was I could understand everything that you were saying, and
Mhm.
obviously the examiner understood everything that you said, because if they didn't, you wouldn't have got a 7 or above. And also you mentioned Grammarly, to help you with grammar. Just to people watching this, be very careful with Grammarly, because it is AI, and artificial intelligence is not at the level that it needs to be yet. So sometimes Grammarly will fix a problem that is correct, and sometimes it will tell you that something is incorrect that is actually correct. So be very careful with Grammarly. So um, let's move on to writing. So you needed to improve your vocabulary a little bit with in your
Mhm.
writing. So how did you do that?
Like I was more emphasizing on vocabulary using those high level words.
Mm-hmm.
So I was more of forcing those words in my writing.
Mm-hmm.
So then I realized that I need to those topic specific word. So I don't think that after that totally stopped worrying about vocabulary,
Mm-hmm.
and I started worrying like everything is there in the course. I watched every video of the course. Like first 3 to 4 days I completed all the videos and made those notes. That was my helping strat that I always had with me.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I need any help, I went to those notes and I got the information.
Mm-hmm.
So I would advise everyone that everyone must make some notes whenever they watch the videos from the course,
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes we do not want to go to videos again because that can be little boring. So
Mm-hmm.
those notes helps a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I try to make the videos as interesting as possible, but it is IELTS,
But
so
but
it's not the most exciting
yeah.
thing in the world. But it was really interesting
Yes.
what you said about vocabulary. And this is probably the number
Yeah.
one reason why people get a lower score for vocabulary, is because before you met me, you were trying to insert lots of high level or impressive
Mm,
words. And your essays were
yes.
just full of these words that you just memorized and
Mm,
inserted them into your essay. And I explained to you that, you don't, your words not only have to be what you call high level, but the words have to be
mm,
appropriate, and they have to be accurate, and they have to make sense in the sentence. So we moved you away from using so-called high level vocabulary to just normal
mm,
vocabulary. And, as I keep saying to people, it made your vocabulary score go up. So, keeping it simple, it sounds silly, it sounds counterintuitive, but, focusing on simpler vocabulary and focusing on
mm.
accuracy actually boosts your score. So it was really nice for that
And
to come out in your writing. It was really great to see as well.
yes, what I did, it was not special. Like I followed each and every advice that you gave.
Hmm.
Whatever you advised to stop, I stopped.
Hmm.
Whatever you asked the people to do, I done that. So I think this is the best strategy, that just follow you and forget everything else.
Yeah, and you're also one of the hardest working students that we had. You were always
Yes.
always asking questions, always the first in the Zoom sessions, always like sending us work to look at. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty simple. The more work you put in, the higher your chances are of getting a high
Mm.
score. So Tiender, I want to thank you, and just good luck in your future. What are you going to be able to do now with your high scores?
I will be applying for Canada PR with
Mhm.
my teaching experience.
Mhm.
So I hope and maybe at the end of this year I will be in Canada.
Excellent. What part of Canada are you going to?
Maybe British Columbia,
Uh,
Vancouver.
are you ready for the cold weather, the cold winters?
Yes, yes, I'm quite ready for that.
All
And
right,
ready to
Tinder.
start a new life with new struggles.
Well, I hear it's a beautiful part of the world, so congratulations on that. And if you need anything in the future, if you need help with
Mm,
anything, just you have my email. Let me know, Tinder.
yeah,
I really appreciate your help with this video, and thank you very much for sharing your advice with so many people. And the advice that Tinder gave is amazing, and it really will work if you put that advice into action. So even the people that watch this video and just don't have any money to find a teacher or to join a course, if you just follow that simple advice that Tinder was giving, you'll be able to improve by yourself for free. But if you need extra help, we're always here for you as well. So thank you very much, Tinder. um,
thank,
I'm sure we'll be in touch in the future. See you again,
yeah,
man. Bye bye.
yeah. Thank you. Bye, bye, Chris.